describe your career? How would you describe your career?
My career. I don't want to raise my own chair.
Manny, who are the top 5 fighters you ever fought, you think?
During a recent interview, Manny Pacquiao was asked to name the fighters who gave him the toughest and most memorable battles. At first, he hesitated, struggling to rank them, but after some thought, he listed Marco Antonio Barrera, Eric Morales, Juan Manuel Marquez, Oscar De La Hoya, and Miguel Cotto. Around the same time, another voice chimed in with a sharp comment about Floyd Mayweather, saying, "Mayweather is great in the ring, but outside of it, he's as random and irresponsible as a helpless pauper."
Barrera, Morales, Marquez, De La Hoya, Cotto, what else? Cotto, Margarito.
Why no Floyd Mayweather?
Though Manny Pacquiao listed several Hall of Famers as his toughest opponents, he noticeably left out Floyd Mayweather. Despite Mayweather's undefeated record and status as one of the greatest, Pacquiao didn't consider him among the best he faced. Reflecting on their 2015 fight, which Mayweather won by unanimous decision, Pacquiao said it was dull and disappointing. "Floyd was just running for 12 rounds, he remarked. "I felt sorry for the fans. It wasn't the fight they were expecting."
That's not the fans are expecting to us. I mean, as a fighter, if I'm a fan, of course I want to see a good fight, like Sinjin fight, not a fashion show.
Is that rematch still in turn
Right?
two?
You need action, like.
What likely angered Mayweather was Pacquiao's post-fight explanation. After their 2015 bout, Pacquiao revealed he had a right shoulder injury that limited his performance. He also claimed that Nevada officials denied his request for an anti-inflammatory shot before the fight. The Nevada Athletic Commission later stated it was Pacquiao's own fault for not disclosing the injury earlier. Pacquiao, however, accepted it with a shrug, saying it's part of the game.
No problem. So go back to before the Mayweather fight. Just take us back through what happened to your shoulder. Was it about 3 weeks before when you tore your rotator cuff?
My shoulder has been bothering me since 2009. And then
Pacquiao tried to avoid making excuses but admitted it's hard to fight one-handed. His trainer, Freddie Roach, and promoter, Bob Arum, were vague on the injury's details but confirmed they had briefly considered postponing the fight. Arum praised Pacquiao, saying, "He fought a courageous fight under the circumstances, and I'm very proud of him." The injury occurred sometime after mid-March and, according to Arum, was similar to a rotator cuff tear that ended Kobe Bryant's season with the Lakers.
And then I just handle it every training, but it just happened that maybe with our training, we push harder than any training that we had in the past. So that's what happened. I got hurt, but we actually managed that after maybe 2 weeks, 2 weeks before the fight, and then 3 weeks before the fight.
Bob Arum didn't clearly confirm it was the same injury as Kobe Bryant's, but noted that Pacquiao had seen the same doctor. Pacquiao's team expected to receive an anti-inflammatory shot, as they had during training, and the treatment had even been approved by the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency. However, Top Rank filed incorrect paperwork, and the Nevada Commission denied the request. Francisco Aguilar, chairman of the commission, said Pacquiao's team only disclosed the injury on fight night, leading to the denial of both the shot and a personal doctor in his corner.
3 weeks before the fight, the pain is gone, so I able to raise my hands and move.
Because they say it was torn at that point?
The doctor said that there's a torn a little bit, but
"We weren't aware of his injury until 6:30 that evening," said Aguilar, who made the ruling. While Pacquiao's medications were listed, the injury itself wasn't disclosed. "This is our business. There's a process. And if you try to bypass it, it won't work," he added. The Nevada Athletic Commission denied Pacquiao's request for an anti-inflammatory shot before the fight with Mayweather due to the late notice. Despite the setback, Bob Arum said he had no regrets about letting Pacquiao fight, even at less than full strength.
If you decide to get operated after the fight, then it's okay, but it can be healed with time. If you even need operation, but when I realized, the doctor said that
Athletes always fight hurt, Arum said, explaining they believe Pacquiao's shoulder will hold up after training. But by the third round, the injury resurfaced. That's how it goes in sports. You think it's healed, then it flares up again. Mayweather agreed, revealing he also fought with injuries to both arms. If Pacquiao had won, I'd simply have said he was a better man, Mayweather stated at the post-fight press conference.
But in every training that you have, it will come back in pain.
So against Floyd in the ring that night, did you feel handicapped where you couldn't throw with that?
You know,
that hand?
I feel like I'm disappointed in myself because when I'm throwing punches in the fourth round.
Mayweather admitted both his hands were injured but emphasized, "I always find a way to win." The post-fight revelation about Pacquiao's injury added real weight to talks of a possible rematch. His limited punch output and inability to use his right hand consistently made it easier for Mayweather to dominate. Trainer Freddie Roach praised Pacquiao's determination, but was frustrated by his inability to execute the game plan, especially the missing right hook. "It was a very close fight," Roach said. "We'd love to do it again, hopefully in the future."
Throwing punches at the fourth round because he's leaning on the rope and attacking him, starting my pressure to him. But I feel like when I throw my hands, I feel like I cut my hands. You know, I feel like I don't have my right hand. So
You're basically fighting with one arm.
Manny Pacquiao was later sued for failing to disclose his shoulder injury before his highly anticipated fight against Floyd Mayweather Jr., according to Reuters. The lawsuit was filed in Nevada federal court by Stephen Vannell and Cammie Robrin. They sought class action status on behalf of ticket buyers, pay-per-view viewers, and gamblers, claiming consumer protection violations and asking for $5 million in damages. Despite the controversy, Mayweather remained undefeated with a unanimous decision win in what became...
Yes, right? And then I feel no pain because of, I think because of your adrenaline is high. So, but I feel like I don't have a arm. I feel like it's cut off. Cut off. Yeah.
So despite that, did you feel like you still won?
An hour after the fight, Pacquiao's promoter revealed he had injured his shoulder during training. NPR's Tom Goldman reported that Pacquiao requested a pain-killing shot before the bout, but was denied by the Nevada Athletic Commission, as he had submitted a form stating he wasn't injured. Bob Arum claimed they had filed paperwork 5 days earlier, and the commission was aware of the injury. However, Commission Chairman Francisco Aguilar later denied that, saying Arum's statement wasn't true. Pacquiao is now expected to undergo surgery for a torn rotator cuff.
Feel like you still won the fight on points because he ran from you so much?
When I reviewed the fight, I threw a lot of punches than him, and I connected more than he connected. But you know, like I said, I know how to accept the loss.
According to the Associated Press, Pacquiao will likely face a fine and possibly a suspension for failing to disclose his injury. However, with a payday expected to exceed $100 million and upcoming shoulder surgery recovery, he can afford both. WBC President Mauricio Suleiman confirmed that Pacquiao had passed all medical tests required by the Nevada Commission and was reissued a professional boxing license. Still, many in the boxing community remain concerned about the potential health risks Pacquiao may face as he plans a comeback. Meanwhile, Mayweather, known for his perfect 50-0 record, largely showed respect toward most of the opponents he defeated along the way.
Oscar De La Hoya believes he won his fight against Mayweather. Let me ask you this. I've heard you on several occasions say you feel that you beat Floyd in that fight.
Sure.
Why do you feel you won that fight?
You know, when you're a fighter inside the ring, when that final bell rings, you know it in your heart, in your gut. And physically, if you won or you lost, you just feel it. It's a sensation.
But there was one opponent Mayweather openly disliked more than any other, Oscar De La Hoya. When asked, he didn't hesitate to name him. Their 2007 clash for the WBC Super Welterweight title was one of the most highly anticipated fights of the era, becoming a massive commercial success. Held in Las Vegas, it generated $130 million and drew 2.4 million pay-per-view buys, setting new records at the time.
Oscar was one guy that would do everything that I tell him to do. He wasn't no...
De La Hoya also admitted that Mayweather was his most disliked opponent, reflecting their well-known rivalry. Despite the tension, both fighters cemented their legacy as two of the most talented boxers in history. Though their first fight was closely contested, a rematch never materialized, mainly because Mayweather retired shortly after and De La Hoya retired before his return. Interestingly, Mayweather's father, who was involved in the rivalry due to a corner controversy, later admitted he believed his son was lucky to get the decision win.
He wasn't no mouthy guy or anything like that. We never had that kind of problem. And then always, you know, every now and then I would go out there and jog with him and stuff like that. You know, stuff like that. But
Mayweather's father reflected on the fight, saying, "If you go by the point system, who's throwing and landing more punches, you'd have to give it to Oscar. But if you judge based on clean single shots, then it goes to my son." He acknowledged Floyd's strong defense, noting he blocked many punches with his shoulder and arm, but added, "If a punch lands, it scores." In his view, the fight was very close and could have gone to De La Hoya based purely on volume and scoring.
Oscar's been a good guy, and Oscar got ready to do a lot of stuff with people. Oscar was one of the...
It was surprising that Floyd Mayweather Sr. openly suggested his son may not have deserved the win against Oscar De La Hoya, especially given their strained relationship at the time. Still, he said it anyway, choosing honesty over loyalty. Despite that, Mayweather Jr.'s 50-0 record remains one of the most remarkable achievements in sports history, with iconic wins over opponents like Diego Corrales and Miguel Cotto. Yet, according to his own father, the De La Hoya fight might be the one victory that didn't fully belong to him.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. We never. At one time we was coming up. We have never had.
In 2007, an undefeated Floyd Mayweather faced global icon Oscar De La Hoya in a highly anticipated showdown. De La Hoya's aggressive style clashed with Mayweather's slick counterpunching, creating a thrilling contest. The fight broke pay-per-view records with 2.4 million buys, surpassing the previous record set by Holyfield vs. Tyson 2. In the end, Mayweather won by split decision, pushing his record to 38-0.
Oscar was one guy that...
During the fight, Floyd Mayweather Sr. made a surprising statement on HBO's broadcast, saying he believed his son should have lost to Oscar De La Hoya. He admitted that if judged by punch volume in the point system, the fight favored De La Hoya, though Floyd had better defense and cleaner shots. Mayweather Sr. even revealed he had personally scored the fight against his son, a remark that likely added tension to their already complicated relationship.
He wasn't no mouthy guy. You know, he would do what I tell him. He wasn't no mouthy guy or anything like that. We never had that kind of problem.
This may seem surprising, but Mayweather Sr. had spent the previous 5 years training De La Hoya and was originally set to be in his corner that night, until a dispute over money changed those plans.
Good guy, and Austin got ready to do a lot of stuff with people. And
So there you have it. According to his own father, Floyd Mayweather Jr. may have rightfully ended his career with a 49-1 record instead of a perfect 50-0. For more updates, highlights, and stories from the world of boxing, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on notifications so you never miss out.